Hello. Okay, today I want to, as you know, the channel is regarding spirit in matter. Matter is our physical world, and the spiritual is everything that is related with your conscience and the spirits. But because both are correlated and both have an interface on each other, then today I want to talk about 2027. What we can expect for 2027 and why if you pay attention to the previous videos, why I did video regarding the name of God, the Messiah, and in the other channel that I have, I share a map where I basically show the configuration from the word and why it's important for us to read and understand the Messiah was Shalom, and we need to rewrite the history to prevent this craziness that these people enter, because the people think, oh, I am the Messiah, I will be the Messiah, and they start to create this problem, and they after get these hallucinations on the Bible. Can be Jewish, can be Catholic Bible, or can be the Muslims, and they start to create problem. Plus the Nostradamus prophecy, and the people have a group that work to make the prophecies that stay in the Bible and the prophecies that stay in Nostradamus be real, realize it. Then we have now the USA that was a democracy until the last election, and now was not more anymore a democracy. And I never think about this, but when we see the USA in true, is worse than we think, because when you see the police system, the police system there is a completely mafious. If today with the body cam, you see the abuse, you see how the police treated the citizen, and you see that almost cases are impugned, and even against other police, against FBI agents, you see the wrong attitude, even with the other police that work in the other division, you see the wrong attitude. Then when we try to see how this system work in 18th, 17th or before, when you don't have a body cam, then how these people treat the other citizens, then for me is a clear mafia, is a clear mafios system that operate and do the things in the way he wants. But when you start to observe the USA a little bit better, you see a lot of problems. And the problems now, what we have, what is the difference between what the ACE agents doing, that's a border patrol, is a border patrol. It's not territorial police, first of all. And even in some situation, I think the law should cover this, even some situation that you will arrest some immigrant because the illegal immigration or whatever else, you will have the right police correspondent to the right authority for the right territory. What means is a local police, maybe federal police, depending on the crime, and the AC agents in case of have there in these citizens that will be arrested, citizens that are foreign, to check and do the proper arrestment. Respect the law, respect the citizens, respect everything. But what we see today in the USA is not this. We see the same what the Nazi regime did. The guys go in the street, undiscriminate, because look, what was the promise? The promise was we have a problem with immigration. Yes, it's true. USA have a problem with immigration, Europe have a problem with immigration, and the other countries have a problem with immigration. But it's not in this way you do the work. This is wrong. This is wrong way that the work is still be done. Then yes, you say we need to close the borders, we need to put more rigid rules for who enter, and etc., etc., etc. Or even who stay here, and depend of the situation, blah, blah, blah. All these things, okay, agree, full agree. But I not agree when you see the AC agents go to the street with civilian cars, unidentified cars, with mask, that you don't see, you don't identify who is this person stay there, and proceed with arrest of persons in the way, because his color, because his accent. This is not correct. It's clear that it's not correct. But why the USA is saying this way? Because the population put himself in this way. And the worst, the other part that should to have some control over your responsibility when you stay in charge. Look like for these people doesn't matter what will happen. What is matters is be in power, be in control. All the rest is manageable. And the other part that should contest, we don't see the context. We don't see the any fight for the other side. We see silence. Then it looks like this was premeditated, this was with intention to be in this way. I designed a map based on it, where I count some divisions in the world, and exactly this is what still happen now. You have a division inside the USA. The USA try to create division in the Europe, and they try to create division in the other countries, because when you create these divisions, the strong ones who was better prepared will take the power over the others. And in this way, you create a new order. This is the best way for you to create a new order. You broke, you divide, and you try to command all the divisions, because you have allies. You just need to show yourself strong for the others that stay outside and want to be strong as you have your support. Then when acquire your support, you continue to show authority. And regarding authority, you see everyone in this administration from the USA talk with voice, with posture of authority. The guys is not authority. You are not elected for 100% of the population. Even if you are elected for 51% of the population, have other 49% that don't want you. You need to respect. If you don't want to respect the other 49%, then you need to divide the country. Not a federation by state. Each state make the election from the person he wants. And after in the parliament you do the fight as you want. But this is not respect. This is an imposition of the force over the other 50%. Democracy should not be in this way. And this is the reason why Socrates say democracy failed. Because who elect this kind of people is ignorant persons. It's persons that should not vote, because don't understand nothing about your own country. You don't understand nothing about politics, and have other things is wrong. Don't think here I am left side. No, I think the communists should be full extinct. And in my opinion, if you live in one country that is not a communist, and have a communist in your country, get these guys, send it to China, send it to Russia. Do you want to be communist? Go to Russia, go to China. Not here. Should be in this way. as well for extremists from right side. No chance. No chance for you use swastika, make symbols, or have a tattoo. If you do this, you are a criminal. And you commit a crime against humanity. No chance for you to walk free. Punct. The thing should be in this way. And persons like we see coming to power because the politicians is so corrupt. And Donald Trump understood this in his first election. He see all the corruption, but the worst, he see how weak are these politicians. Look for the Ukraine, 2014. The Russians say no, it's not our troops. Why did NATO not support Ukraine at this moment and took the control? But here have another nuances behind. What I try to say before the Trump election, I will put the link here in the description. I make a division with all the situations that will be prepared for 2027 because stay inside the prophecies, yes, and these people crazy want to make the prophecies match, to say, you see, it's by God, it's divine. Then what happened here? I divided America. I will start by America for you understood. I count as one kingdom the North America, exclude the Mexico, then USA, Canada, and the Greenland, or Groenland. And after you have the second kingdom, you be in South America, all Latin countries that speak Spanish will probably work together because the language. The unit that will be split here will be Brazil because they speak Portuguese and the culture is completely different from the other Spanish countries there. And they have a conditions enough to be independent. Then you have three main powers in America. After when you come to the Europe, I believe Portugal, Spain will be such kind of partnership with Egypt, Morocco, and Tunisia, the countries staying in the north of Africa. And after you will have the Europe, you have South Africa, you will have India, you will have Russia, and you will have China. Basically here you have the 10 kingdoms. I will share the link because I posted this in another channel that I have for you see that I did this before the election from the Donald Trump. Then why we need to care, why we need to take actions, why we need to reflect about the religion. Because it is stupid guys that in case of the conflict, in case of the war, will be hide inside the bunkers. His children, his wife, his family will be inside bunkers when the others will die in the front line. We need urgently change the way we drive the politicians. We should not allow politicians have more than one mandate. We should not allow politicians do career. No, you can't stay more than 4 years in one position. And this is for deputies too. For lawmakers. You can't be there for more than one mandate. Punct. But you can go to mayor or head of the state, or whatever else. You can be in the other position, but not like 10, 20 years do the same, because if it is happen, drive to corruption, and then will not drive for the interest for the who elect these persons. These persons will work for himself, and this is not correct. This was not should be. and as well other levels of the law, other levels of magistracy, and the other public service. We should not have except attention here, because you should to have a arm, and you should to have a military force, air, sea, land, space. Today you should to have this, but a part of this should not be more than 10% of your population. Because if you have a more than 10%, you have a problem. And all the rest of 19%, you should not have more than 10% again in the public service. Because if you have a 15% of the population work for the public service, the other 50 will pay for the bill for the 100% of your population. Then you create problem again. The part that serve and the who make the service, you are a volunteer. You should to have a job. I have other ideas. I will not put this all here, but it's necessary, extremely necessary, to take some actions to change this. Because when I analyze the situation about the Bible, what we have here, the Great War will be anteceded by a war of 7 years. After this war of 7 years, we will enter officially in this period of tribulation, where you have a war of 27 years. But now try to make here some accounts. You have the war from Ukraine officially start in 2022. You have a conflict, you have a manifestation, you have a lot of things happen in the world. It does not happen just because, coincidence. It's because someone caused this. Someone caused this behind. Because they have this idea, crazy idea, to fulfill the prophecies, or from Nostradamus, or from the Bibles. Then what we have here? 2027 will be the year that we have 7 years of Ukraine war. But will be exactly the year too that I believe China will start to move to take control over Taiwan. Because China wants to have this consolidate before 2030. Then you have 3 years to solve this problem. Then these 3 years, you'll be basically, the conflict of Ukraine will spread in a different way, and the China probably will take over Taiwan. As we understood, after USA remove all the industry there from the ship, Taiwan will be alone. This is the unique truth. Because if you don't fight the Russians, that they have all the equipment, even all the nuclear equipment for deployment of the nuclear ogivs, you will fight a guy that they have a new equipment to deploy nuclear ogivs? No, you will not. And even with this division that the USA still create now between Europe, between NATO countries, we will let USA alone. And alone, USA will lose there in the normal warfare. But if USA use nuclear weapons against China, you will have the whole rest of the world against the USA. And here's the problem. The USA is the unique country at this moment, except the crazy Iranians, governed for the Iranians, not the Iranian people, because I respect a lot Iranian people and Zoroaster religion, not this fake religion that stay there, that promote only hate and not respect the feminine. And the people should be stupid, because follow something that don't make questions. You are really stupid, or this favorite you in your life, because otherwise Sorry, you born to be a sheep, not to be a leader, not to be free. And the point here is, USA, if you stay alone, isolate, no one disturb, is good. He will be in peace. But if he wanted to conquer something, or he see the possibility to lose, the USA will use nuclear weapons. And we have a problem here. Clearly, we have a problem. We need to prevent this. We need to rewrite the future. And the unique way to do this is take actions now. Take out all these politicians that stay there for a long time. Put new people. These people should to prove that in the past did something good and never was in this position. And you make your contribution for the society. Not to go there to get benefits from it. To live a king's life. Because you take the kings out, you take one king and put 200, 400 kings there. What the fuck is stupid you are? Then it's better to have one king. And talk now about king. What I think the oldest division that we see now is the Donald Trump know that he is old. He will pass away in few years. And even if he finish his mandate, he will not be able after to keep in the power. But he still prepared the things for his family keep the power. And why I say this? Because it will be natural. You say your successor, your VIP, yes. And he says not. He did an interview that he says not. He's not prepared for it. Then it's clear that he has a other person in mind. And for sure was not from his team. Should be from his family. And it's like, even if he not declare himself as a king or as an imperator, because I said this before. I said this in so many comments before. He will prepare the way to establish this for his family. This is what I believe. But this is your problem, Americans, not mine. This is your problem. The unique problem that I saw here is the crazy persons around all this game, not only your country, in the whole world, that still try to fulfill the prophecies. But these stupid guys will not be fighting the front line. Will be crying inside the bunker when the other innocent lives die. What is called sacrifice. Don't have another way to call this. These people still sacrifice the humanity for his God, for his belief, for his craziness. And we need to take actions. We need to take actions in the next elections or mid-elections. We need to show, no, we don't want. And when the government, when someone in the government started to act as a dictatorship, we need to take this person immediately. Not for tomorrow. It's immediately. No chance for you continue to govern. Because you are not elected for 100% of votes, then you need to respect, even if you don't like. And this is the problem with the system. It's not correct, the system. This way you elect one person to govern 100% of the persons when only 51 votes. This is not correct. It's better we have a small democracies, independent, than big ones. Because the small will be limited with the agreements that do with the neighbors and with the budget to create destructive weapons. When you build a big country that can manage a lot of money, in the hand of these persons that want to fulfill the prophecies, you will create big problems. This is my message. Beware from these persons. Beware what still happen now in our planet. Because we have a space to act correct. You have a space to manifestate in peace. And again, if your country is a democracy, you should to put out communists and Nazists. Nazists you can put out because it's from your country. Put in jail, punct. If the person have a tattoo, if the person have thoughts, declarations, and all these things regarding Nazism, you don't need to have a judgment to say if he is a Nazist. He is, punct, jail, after see case by case. For all the rest, think that the communism is beautiful, amazing, go live in China or Russia. You are not more welcome in our country, in our democracy. And we need to do democracy as should be. Democracy should be a balance. It's not perfect, it's not, because have a stupid persons have a right to vote when should not. Simple like this. But we can figure out and fix the problems. And the problems is the politicians stay so long in the position. We give power for someone should not have a power. And this is not an opportunity for you to have a power. It's an opportunity for you work and benefit of the all citizens. Not for your own sake, not for your own life or your family. Then we have a time to correct this. We need to do this, because if we don't do this, if we don't take the courage to start this correction, we will suffer the consequence. And the consequences will be 2027. Worse than you can imagine. If better, try to realize what the Russians doing, still doing the Ukraine. Kill, do a lot of things, bad things. Then try to put yourself, do you want to live the situation that the Ukrainian front line live? Where the Russians go there, kill people, do bombardment and siege, let the people without water, without electricity. Corruption, we need to fight the corruption. And the unique way to fight the corruption is no career for politicians. You come here to contribute, not to make life from this. And the other thing more important, from the last 100 years, all politicians should be under investigation. And you need to know how these guys make money. If he was corrupt, it's jail. Punct. If his family have someone that was benefit from this, jail. Because we are not your toys. You are not the owner from the life. You can't create life. Then don't try to command the life in this planet. Thank you.